βρουν έξω.
Εις φαντασίαν πλέον.
Διατίου δύναμε κοινή. Έφρυξα.
I'm here to see Socrates.
Alexios!
You know who I am?
Of course I do. Socrates never stops talking about you.
And you are...
His wife, of course. I'm Xanthippe.
Socrates never told me he had a wife.
Typical. The only time he's quiet is when he's eating. Yet he can't find time to mention me.
So, where is Socrates? I got a note that said to meet him here.
That's what I'd like to know. He went to another symposium last night, and he didn't come home after.
Sounds like a good place to start looking.
I was just about to head there myself. Come, keep me company.
How long have you and Socrates been married?
It's been quite some time now.
What is it about him that you love so much?
Love is not a word I'd use. It frustrates me to no end.
That doesn't surprise me.
Even so, it's worth the frustration. His mind is like no other. Not to mention, he's quite a good lover.
That's not something I wanted to picture. It must be why Alcibiades seems so infatuated with him.
Don't mention that name around me. Always coming by drunk, sending Socrates gifts like giant cakes.
I didn't know.
It's fine.
Παγιάπε μου.
Η οφθαλμή μου πεσεύουση.
Αέρα δέρεις, ήμαρτον.
Xanthippe! Xanthippe, over here! Xanthippe!
What is it?
Socrates! They took him away. They said he was under arrest.
For what?
I have no idea. We were just talking after the symposium. I'd say go ask him yourself, but he'll be guarded. They took him southeast of here.
That fool! I knew this would happen to him one day.
I'll find him. Don't worry.
This is his doing. It's best to let these things run their course.
I can't believe Socrates was arrested. I need to find out what happened. I should try to stay out of sight.
Who's doing that?
Though I'm more curious about how you are here. The guards let you in?
I only had to tell them how close we are, and they let me come see you.
Ah, then you used what you learned from me. I'm impressed.
My words cut very, very deep.
Your care is appreciated, but if you had waited only a bit longer, I'm sure my trial would have taken place and I'd be free.
You're not going to trial. We're getting you out of here.
I understand your concern, but what good would escaping do other than prove I'm guilty? No. In fact, I'm looking forward to this trial.
What if they find you guilty, and your punishment is severe?
That will never happen. I'll convince them I deserve to go free. You'll see.
What were you arrested for?
I haven't the slightest idea.
And that doesn't bother you?
Sometimes understanding does not come at the moment we would like. More importantly, this is giving me the necessary time to think.
About...
I went to see the Pythia, and she told me there is none wiser than me. An intriguing thought, and one I've been unable to stop thinking about.
Socrates, the Pythia is
It matters not what you believe she is or she isn't. I must examine not only her words, but my own self as well. I know nothing, so how could I be called wise?
What does that have to do with being locked up?
I believe my time here and this trial may help me find the answer. I will be fine. Trust me.
I've known you for a while now.
That's true.
And you'd call us friends?
I would.
And friends share important things with one another. Is that so?
It is.
Then how did I not know you were married? From what you just said, that means either we're not friends, or that friends don't share with one another. So, which is it?
I've wondered how much of our conversation you've taken to heart. And now, I have my answer.
Were you doing anything when you got arrested?
If speaking my mind is worth imprisonment, then I suppose I was.
In the future, you may want to be more careful.
You risk life and limb every time you draw your blade. Just because it's my tongue that is sharp, doesn't mean I'm not prepared to face the consequences of using it.
Since you won't leave with me, I'll go see the Pythia myself.
That's not necessary.
I'll find out why she told you that. I won't let you go to trial, even if you think you'll be found innocent.
Ah, Alexios, you!
I'll come back when I have what I need. Stay careful in this area.
Someone wants you.
Ha! Yeah! Come on. Hold up.
Oh no, not you.
You remember me?
Just go. I'm too old for this. You die, bitch!
There might be a bit of blood when you go upstairs.
You again?
I'm here for a different reason.
After last time, they tortured me. I thought they were going to kill me, just like I told you. It hurt so badly, I begged for death.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
Just hurry, and tell me what you want.
There's something you need to know. The cult is dead.
What do you mean, they're dead?
Just that. I've killed them all. There's nobody left to control you.
You may have unmasked those who made the decisions, but the cult did not die with them. Their beliefs will live on.
Then I'll find and kill whoever follows them.
That is not a possible task. Now, tell me what you want.
You told Socrates something, and I want to know why.
Questioning why the Pythia speaks is a strange thing.
I know why you speak, and I know who controls your voice. Tell me why the cult had you tell Socrates he's the wisest.
The cult didn't tell me to say that. I did that on my own.
The cult wouldn't allow you to do that.
Which is why I was very careful. I seek Socrates as an ally, but simply asking him to help wouldn't have worked.
An ally? For what?
I know much of Socrates. Not only has he visited me often, but his students do as well.
Get to the point.
You know the gods don't speak through me. I feel Socrates is the one who can convince others of this. If he succeeds, the cult will have no more need for me.
So you're hoping he comes to the conclusion that the gods don't exist?
It matters not if Socrates believes they exist. He needs simply to doubt that the gods speak through me.
I understand why you think Socrates can help, but why tell him he's the wisest?
He'll delve into what it means to be wisest. It's my hope he'll conclude he's not, and therefore doubt the words of the gods.
If you just told him your words aren't from the gods, wouldn't that serve the same purpose? And much quicker?
Socrates is not the type to desire the answer so easily. He'll have more drive when he finds the answer on his own.
This is getting complicated.
Whatever you do, you can't tell Socrates.
I understand. He has to come to the answer on his own.
Exactly. Although, if you truly wish to help Socrates, a student of his came by not long before you. He seemed distraught.
Distraught?
He was clutching a book tightly to his chest and kept looking over his shoulder. He told me he was going into a tomb nearby until things were safe.
Thank you. I'll find him.
Go with Apollo, child. The oracle is done for the day.
This is it.
I've had enough out of you. Find the boy and take the papyrus.
Sorry for sharing my fear of tombs with you.
What was that?
Not.
His tomb is bigger than I thought. He has to be around here somewhere. You don't need to be scared now. I'm not with them.
That doesn't mean you won't kill me. You just want this for yourself.
I'm a friend of Socrates.
You are? Prove it.
I've never met someone as smart as Socrates. I always think about our conversations long after they finished.
You know him all right. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Why were those men after you?
For some reason, they wanted these writings of Socrates's. Well, I wrote them, but it's all his words.
That seems like a strange thing to want.
One of them had a big mouth. He mentioned something about the priest at the sanctuary of Athena Pronea. He said this was the final thing they needed to get rid of Socrates.
I've always been curious. What does Socrates teach you?
So much. Follow him around for an entire day and you won't be able to sleep. Your mind will be so aflutter with thoughts.
I'm not sure I'd last a whole day with him. What drew you to Socrates?
I've never met a man like him and I don't think I ever will again. Every day with him is one worth waking up for.
I'll take care of the priests.
Thank you. And, well, please, give this to Socrates. It hurts me to say this after all I've learned from him, but I have a family. I can't risk being caught up in whatever this is.
So you're going to stop being his student?
It feels I have no choice. Maybe one day that will change.
I'll be sure to give him the writings.
Thank you. Make sure he stays safe. The world will be a worse place without him in it.
That student gave me an idea. Xantippe said there was a symposium. Maybe I can convince the others who were there to help Socrates. I'm not sure why the priests want Socrates gone, but I need to take care of them. I need to talk to them. They'll keep a sharp watch here.
Once we have the papyrus, we simply add a few special notes of our own. That, along with the fake evidence and their own
Those priests must be the ones who hired the thugs and want to get rid of Socrates. Now that all the priests are dead, they won't be able to testify against Socrates. Maybe I can convince them to stand up for Socrates at the trial.
It's as Xenophanes said, of course. We have given the gods human forms because we wish them to be as we are. No, they are as they are. Who are we to give form to the gods? Exactly my point. As he said, if oxen or horses or any beast could produce art as we do, they would form the gods in the image of themselves. Yes, well, they can't. And you've simply shown me again why Xenophanes is problematic. Come now, don't be like that. It's okay to be wrong, huh? Sometimes. Ah, I wouldn't know what that's like.
Do not students take what they learn from their teachers? What then if the teacher is wrong? Does that not simply perpetuate these wrong teachings amongst future generations?
You assume the students aren't wise enough to understand the flaws of the teacher. Think of those who came before us. First Thales, then his student Anaximandros, and then Anaximenes. Without the teachings of those before him, it's safe to say Anaximenes would not have reached the conclusions he did.
I don't think that's true at all. Oh, perhaps this new phase can offer a different perspective.
A student gets to take all the knowledge of their teacher without needing to come up with answers themselves. If they're smart, they should surpass those they studied under.
An astute observation. The time saved by receiving the knowledge allows the student not only to expand on the ideas, but to come up with more of their own. But what if the student expands on ideas without first seeking the truth behind them?
If we listen to others and take what they say as fact, we only have ourselves to blame.
So, no matter who is speaking, student or teacher, we must spend time trying to understand if what they say is even true.
Your appearance betrays you, Mystius. Clearly, you've taken on a teacher of your own.
Something like that. He's the reason I'm here. Socrates needs your help.
Socrates? Ha! If it's another debate you want, it will be hard for us to decide who hates that man more. Why would we help him?
It doesn't matter if he's your worst enemy. If they're willing to imprison someone like Socrates only for his words, what's to say they won't do the same to you?
So, you want us to help out of fear of being imprisoned ourselves?
I don't care why you help. If I hadn't said his name, would you think it was right Socrates was locked up?
If it's as you say, and it was for his words, then no.
And aren't you afraid it could happen to you too?
Of course. If we can't speak our minds, what else are we to do?
If you believe that, then you should help.
Fine, fine. You've made your point, and you've made it well. Socrates deserves our help, but we don't give it lightly.
That makes it worth even more.
We'll be on our way then. We'll gather some others as well. Make sure our voices are heard. Believe it or not, we're pretty good at causing a scene.
If you're like Socrates, that's not hard to believe.
Wow, I've never seen someone convince them so easily before.
Is that so? I guess I should feel proud. I'm surprised to see a child here.
Is there an age at which it would suddenly be okay to debate with them? What then of the night before I turned that age? Should we be prevented from doing what we wish due to the world's view of us?
I regret doubting you at all.
Thank you. There are few things greater than gaining the understanding of another.
On that, we disagree.
Disagreements can lead to even more understanding.
You're the first kid I've met who'd rather debate than play.
Don't tell the others, but I'm envious that you're a student of Socrates. I hope one day to be as well.
You're on the right path. What's your name?
Aristocles. Although I've never liked that name much.
It does sound like countless others I've heard around Athens. Why not choose another?
I can do that? Huh. My brother always had a problem saying my name, so he called me Plato instead. Perhaps I'll use that.
I like it.
Thank you. Well, I better hurry after the others. Here.
I should return to Socrates before the trial starts. Socrates, you're here.
I am.
What happened? The trial couldn't have taken place that quickly.
Had I been given the chance to defend myself, it would have been quick indeed. But unfortunately for me, I was let free before I could.
That's good news.
Apparently, those who had charges to bring against me were found dead. And evidence they claimed to have went missing.
It sounds like someone was looking out for you.
There were also some people protesting my arrest, I was told. I have to ask, did you have something to do with this?
Do you really need to ask?
No, but you still deserve the chance to answer.
Did you have time to find an answer for the Pythia's words?
I thought it would have taken much longer than it did, but the moment I stopped thinking about it, it came to me like a flash of Zeus's lightning.
So, do you agree with the Pythia, or not?
The gods cannot lie. Yet, I know that I know nothing. I had to understand what it meant for one who knows nothing to be called wise. I realized that though the Pythia said my name, she did not mean me.
Who did she mean then?
That is not an answer I'd yet like to voice. It's one that people may not want to hear, and I must think on how I wish to share my new beliefs with Athens.
Whatever it is, be careful. I don't want to find you've been arrested again. We should get you home. I'm sure you'll be more comfortable there.
In some ways, that will be true. In others, well, Xanthippe will decide that. Being free feels good, but I don't believe Xanthippe will be happy with me.
She has good reason to be mad this time.
We argue often about how I need to be careful with what I say and where I say it. This will only give her more cause to bring it up.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Oh, you misunderstand. I love it.
You do?
People see Xanthippe and believe it is her beauty that drew me to her. But it is her argumentative spirit I lust for.
Nobody ever likes that about me.
Having my opinions and thoughts challenged helps me to refine them and to grow as a person.
And she likes these arguments?
I doubt it, but it is in those fiery moments that her spirit is strongest, like an untamed horse.
Don't call her a horse to her face.
I'm afraid your advice is a bit too late.
Get somewhere safe, Socrates.
Fight, clumsy child.
Wonder what that was about.
With the things I do, it's sometimes hard to know.
Let's hurry back before anything else happens.
You came back. Finally. I'm ready to return to Athens. I've had enough of Phokis and his talk of the Pythia.
You will be happy to hear I have no need for her words any longer.
Ah, then something positive came out of this after all.
I just remembered. A student of yours has been taking notes of your teachings. He wanted you to have them. What did you do that for?
Nobody asked him to write down my words.
Even so, why not keep it? Share it with others.
Because of a story I was told as a boy.
All right, let's hear it.
The king of Egypt, Thamos, was visited by the god Thephtha. Thephtha offered the invention of writing to the king and told him it was an elixir of memory and wisdom. But Thamos disagreed. He believed the people would no longer use their memories, for they would simply read instead. These written words would not offer true wisdom, but only the appearance of such.
You don't want your words written down so others can't use them to pretend to be smart.
Much like creatures in a painting, the words sit there unmoving. If you ask them a question, they will preserve a solemn silence. And no matter how many times you ask, they will only ever say the same thing. They cannot defend their message.
That's the part you like. The defense of your words.
All who speak should defend their words if questioned about them. That is why I choose to speak and not write. That is why any words of mine that last beyond my final breath will be those that people choose to remember. Those words will be true wisdom and not an illusion.
What's your plan now?
After I return to Athens, there's much I need to consider.
You'll be careful, right?
If I have to choose between saying nothing and staying safe, or speaking up and risking my life, the choice is easy.
I should get going. I'm glad you're free.
As am I, although, if you allow me, there is something.
I doubt I could stop you.
We like to believe that action means progress, but it's control that's so truly desired. The more we do, the more control it seems we have, but the less we allow for others. If we grip too tightly, we'll find we've crushed what it is we're holding on to.
Meaning...
Meaning we must sometimes let life unfold without trying to influence the outcome.
I'll keep that in mind. I almost forgot. In your letter, you said you had something to ask me. What was it?
You know, I've completely forgotten now. Take care, Alexios.
Stay out of trouble, Socrates.
I'm sorry to ask again, but do you have time to take me to Samos?
Of course, my friend.
Thank you. I'm not sure I could make this trip alone.
Get ready to leave!
Waiting your orders, Commander. At ease!
This is it.
How does it feel being back?
It feels like... words escape me.
That's a first.
To my eyes, it's home. The smells and sounds are familiar, but it's been so long. I don't know if I can do this.
You've done more difficult things.
Challenges we overcome always seem easier when they're behind us. What would you do?
Hold my head high, walk with purpose, push those feelings of doubt aside.
You're right. I suppose we should head to my family home first.
Lead the way. It's so quiet here. Nothing like the rest of the Greek world.
Living near the docks was so exciting as a child.
How so?
There was always a new ship to see, new people to watch. From the sailors, often a new word to learn. Most of which got me in trouble.
I'm sure your mother remembered those days fondly.
I know I do. So many faces I don't recognize.
You've been gone a long time.
Even so, I was hoping there'd be someone I know. Someone who'd remind me of my life before I left.
We've only just arrived. It'll be okay.
here we are. This is what I called home for most of my childhood.
Most?
I came to Samos at a young age, but I was born in Aligarnassos. Those are days I'd rather not remember. It doesn't look like it's changed much in my absence.
This pottery looks special.
My father always felt art was a great outlet when things seemed overwhelming.
One of your toys?
It was my brother's. I often hid it when he wouldn't let me play with it.
A tablet. Looks like some old writing. These ships never stay for long. Samos is a place people come for a visit, but not to live. Is there something about this place I don't yet see?
One of my first writings. I was always restless here. Always wanting to learn more about the world beyond, and the world that was.
Herodotus!
Mistor!
Praise the gods! It's been far too long.
It has indeed. You're looking well. As are you, Theodorus.
I can't believe you've come skulking back. After all this time. I should go. I'm glad you're back. You have some nerve, little brother. You stroll back into this house when you didn't even return for the funeral. I regret ever sending you that letter.
Why doesn't everyone just take a deep breath?
How could you say I didn't come back when I'm here, right now? We came as soon as the letter arrived.
You must have swum here then. It's been 5 moons since I sent that. And who are you exactly? How does any of this involve you?
He's a friend.
Oh, how nice. You went off to write and explore while making friends, and you left me here to take care of everything.
I couldn't stay here. I needed to leave.
You could have taken me with you! I have things to attend to. One of us still cares about Samos.
At least tell me where they died.
We marked a spot on the nearby cliffs. Pay your respects, and then leave. There's nothing for you here now.
He is not like you at all.
He means well. He's been here this whole time, grieving, and thinking I didn't care.
This isn't your fault. Don't let him make you feel guilty.
It's a bit late for that.
I know this wasn't the welcome you were expecting.
But perhaps it was the one I deserved. For now, I only want to see where they died. I owe that to them.
I'll come with you.
I'd like that.
If you're ready, we should go.
Waiting to face reality will do me no good. I used to know this island as well as my own home.
Seems like a nice place to grow up.
It was. I spent a lot of time on my own, or with Theodorus and Mistor. My parents were influential here, so they were often busy.
But it wasn't a life for you.
There's only so many ships you can see sail away as a boy, before you feel the pull to leave as well. Theodorus was talking about. My parents used to love walking here. I can't believe this is where my parents last stood. Where fate decided to take them from us. I thought I'd write about their history on Samos and all they did one day. But not this soon. I should have been here. Should never have left.
There is no point thinking about things you should have done. That doesn't help.
But
You're not a fighter, Herodotus. You couldn't have stopped this.
perhaps you're right.
I want you to remember that while we're on Samos.
I'll try. I just wish I could have seen them once more.
Do you have a favorite memory of them?
I remember when my father taught me to swim. He tossed me off the side of the dock. I thought I was going to drown, but then I saw what I thought was a shark. I flailed my arms and kicked my legs until I made it to shore, only to see it was Theodorus, with a bit of rock above his head. I still remember the sound of my father's laugh and the warmth of my mother's embrace.
Did your parents like it on Samos?
It was more than just a home to them. I saw how happy this place made them, and only wanted to feel the same somewhere as well.
What did your parents think of your writing?
They always encouraged it. It helped that Theodorus was talented as well, although he always felt more drawn to poetry. If it weren't for their support, there's a good chance I would have never pursued it.
If there's anything you'd like to say about your parents, you should.
I always feel more comfortable writing than I do speaking.
I'm not going to judge. And I know they wouldn't either.
They meant everything to me. They always encouraged me. I knew they'd be happy for me no matter what. I'm sorry I didn't come back sooner. There was so much I wanted to tell you, to show you. Mother, you were one of the strongest people I knew. You pushed for truth, no matter the obstacle. Father, your compassion is something I won't soon forget. You taught me it was okay to feel, for myself and for others. Your names and deeds won't be forgotten. We should head back.
Why do I have a feeling they don't belong here?
I've never heard of them being on Samos. Something is going on. Maybe Theodorus will know.
Stay close!
Followers of Ares here. I don't understand.
The question is whether they came on their own, or someone sent them.
Neither outcome is favorable for us, nor Samos. I wonder what my parents will do.
Exactly what we're going to do. Protect Samos.
We can't wait much longer, do you understand? Of course. We want the same thing. This war has caused enough problems. Samos doesn't deserve to be caught in the middle. I couldn't agree more. Ah, you're back. I hoped you'd set sail already.
Now isn't the time. We were just attacked.
Gods cursed these warring Greeks. Was it the Athenians or the Spartans this time?
Neither. It was a group called the Followers of Ares.
Whoever it was, thank the gods you're okay.
Have either of you heard of the Followers of Ares?
Only in name. Who are they?
They only care for one thing. War.
And you believe they're here, on Samos?
They're the ones who attacked us. Have you noticed anything suspicious lately? Strange ships docking. Groups of people you haven't seen before.
No, things have been normal. It's been a welcome change.
Something is happening here on Samos. We need answers.
He's right. If the followers of Ares are here, there's a reason for it.
Then it's another reason for you to go. We'll handle whatever is happening here.
This is my home too. I'm not leaving until I get to the bottom of this.
If it's not safe, you shouldn't stay.
He's plenty safe with me.
Of course. Come, mister. If this fool won't heed our warnings, it's not our concern.
They weren't much help.
Something doesn't add up. How could Theodoros and Mistor both know nothing?
I think they were keeping something from us.
But why?
That's what we need to find out. What's next?
If they're somewhere on this island, they'd stay away from the city. There was a cave I used to play in as a child. It may be worth looking into.
Let's start there.
I'll follow you in after you've finished.
Killing everyone inside.
Yes, that. So this is where they've been hiding.
You were right to suggest we look here, but they've been dealt with.
We still need to find out what they were doing here in the first place. Let's look around.
There is a list of names here.
I recognize these names. They're all quite influential on Samos. But Missos is missing.
These coins aren't like any I've seen before.
I have. They're Persian.
Athenian and Spartan uniforms.
They could have the people of Samos believe they were attacking from either side.
I didn't take the followers of Ares to be lovers of poetry.
They're not. This work, it's awfully close to the style Theodorus uses. Why would his writings be here?
I didn't take them for the heirloom type.
How did they? That's our family's sigil.
They must have stolen it.
There's no way they could have found that on their own. It was given to them. I'm afraid to even say what I think is going on here.
This island and these people are yours. Tell me what you're thinking.
Persia wants to take control of Samos. It'd be a good staging ground for something greater.
You're right.
I only wish that was all there is to worry about.
What is it?
If Persia is involved, they couldn't have done this alone. They would have needed someone here to help them.
Someone with ties to the Empire.
And influence on Samos. Yes, other than myself, there are only two others who could be responsible for what's going to happen and for what already has.
Herodotus.
With everything we've found, everything you've seen and heard, please, just tell me which of them it is.
It's Mistor. He brought the followers of Ares here to help Persia.
I was afraid you'd say that. But I know you must be right.
What do you want to do now?
I need to talk to Theodorus. I don't understand why he'd do this.
Drachmi can be a powerful motivator, as can the promise of power.
But he already had both of those.
I know you want to understand it all, but we don't always get the answers we seek.
Why have you not left already?
That's enough. Put away your disdain for me for one moment and listen. We found where the followers of Ares were hiding. And we know who they're working for.
And who is that?
Mistor. He's in league with the Persians to take over Samos.
That can't be! We aim to free Samos from control of this war, but we never spoke of giving it to the Persians.
Then he kept that part from you.
I'll find out on my own.
Theodoros!
I know that wasn't easy for you, but it's not over yet.
We tasked ourselves with protecting Samos, and it's not yet safe. We need to go after him.
Where to?
To find Mistor. And Theodoros too.
I guess Mistor knows we're onto him. Where's Theodoros? Where would he be? Let's hope no one notices me here.
Any trace there?
Nothing here.
Find them now, or
someone
I've
there.
got you myself. They will pay.
Nobody here, anyway.
I need to
Zeus!
Right here and now. Look, they're here.
Σύνελθε, τέλος έστε. The gods
Stay close.
have brought
I'll get you out of here.
Lead the way.
You should be safe now. Where's Mistor?
After he ordered me locked up, he left. Seemed impatient.
Theodoros.
It seems you were right. I thought Mistor and I wanted the same thing. But he was just using me.
It hurts he did this. I know.
I've treated you terribly. You just remind me of everything I didn't get to do. And of the past. But you didn't deserve it.
Samos should thank the gods. They have someone like you fighting for them.
They'll know of all you did here. We may have lost one brother today, but we found each other again.
You know what needs to be done now, right?
Unfortunately, I do.
You can stay behind if you want. I can do it myself.
No, I need to see him. I need to know why he did this.
I'll bury you! Ah! Oh, God! Put it out! Ah!
Okay, you got me.
How could you do this? After everything our family did for you. They took you in, and you had them killed.
That was an unfortunate accident. I promise you, I weep for their deaths every day.
I can't trust anything you say.
Why trick Theodoros into helping you?
Allies are hard to come by, and Theodoros was more than willing.
Tell me what the Persians are planning.
Samos would make a good stronghold, don't you think?
You betrayed Samos, your family.
Not everything is black and white. Sometimes, people need others to make the best decision for them. And they're giving me Samos to rule.
It doesn't matter now. The followers of Ares working for you are dead.
Everyone will know what you did here. I'll make sure of it.
Oh, I hope you do. I've always wanted my name to be remembered. However, you may not want to start writing just yet.
What do you mean?
The ships are already on their way.
Let him go. We need to stop the ships. I'll meet you there.
In position for sailing!
Commander! Back!
We can't let them reach Samos. It's up to us.
Let's go! Maximum speed! Archers, we need you! Let them burn! Take cover! Fire to the arrow! Faster! Ready to shoot! Through the battle stations! Go! I need archers! Set them alight! Ready arrows! Archers! Ready! Arrows at the ready! Rowers, go! Let's move!
Salvage nearby! Ready to fire again?
Forward!
Back on safe waters.
Running speed! Get that sail down!
There's something floating there. We can retrieve it.
Get the oars out!
That's enough of that.
More oars! Get the oars! Raise oars!
Commander,
Sails up
away.
now!
You're released until further orders.
Samos is safe.
What about Mistor?
After his failure, he won't get a second chance. Plus, there's no way he'd stay on Samos now.
Theodoros has changed.
He is the Theodoros I remembered. He was always willing to admit fault. It's a trait too few people share.
Then you believe things will be okay? Even if you leave Samos again?
Of course. Theodoros has work to do here. And he understands mine is elsewhere.
Good.
Thank you for everything, Alexios. Without you, I couldn't have gotten through this.